Oh, hello everybody and welcome along to episode 99. One more show away from 100. Hope you're all doing well. We'll do the usuals and see how people are and address everybody that's mentioned themselves in the comments and said hello. Let's get that done first and foremost before we jump into the 99th episode in full of the Big Quiz Night In live. I cannot quite believe it. One more show and we'll have done 100 of these. It's amazing. I'm sure there'll be lots of reminiscing and talking about things throughout the night, as well as, of course, in that big 100th episode, which will be in 2 weeks' time. Next week is the last Patreon quiz. Then we'll do the 100th episode on Facebook Live after that. So let's see who we've got in the comments then this evening. We have Jans here saying, hooray, made it on time tonight. Yes, and as Andy pointed out later on in the comments, not just on time, you were sparklingly early. Very well done. I'm really pleased you could be here tonight. So yeah, hello to Andy as well, and anyone from Back in Black that's watching. We've got the Blackpool Bar Stewards. Chris is saying hi in the chat. Diva's there too. Hello to you. Hope you guys are doing well. Luke and Jane, same goes to you guys. Hope you're doing good. We have got Gabby saying, hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Pinky and the Brain here today, quizzing from Essex tonight. Okay. Sue and the Donuts here saying good evening. There's Eric as well saying good evening, everybody. Jan says, overburdened with work, but overall happy. Do you know what? That is exactly how I feel right now. So, yes. Chris, will you shave your beard for the 100th episode? He says, no. That's a big fat negatory. I'm afraid that's not happening. We'll do something special, sure. Might be not quite as special as that though. Maddie's here as well. She says hello. Yes, glad you could all be here for this, the 99th episode. It doesn't feel like I've done 99 episodes, but that is what we're at. So, first things first, we're going to bring Abby in to do her question. A little bit different tonight. I'll explain why when we get to it. But after that, we'll crack on with the run-through of the usual kind of quiz rounds. We've got TV and films, potluck, and then a sport round, which is more of a traditional pub quiz kind of lineup. And then we've got a couple of say what you see, kind of catchphrase kind of questions to finish off, just like we did last week, actually. So, with that said, let's bring in Abby for her question to kick off the show. There we go. Here's Abby, everybody. Hello. Looking super cuddly and cozy and fluffy. Right, so we've got a little bit of a different kind of question this evening, haven't we?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this one was...
all based on my joke.
It was inspired by a joke, yes. So...
that I made up.
Did you make it up?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, let's bring it up. You can ask everybody the question. This is not an A, B or C thing, but you do need to guess in the comments what you think your answer is.
Really quick.
Fastest 3 answers get a bonus point to use on any of their scores for the first 3 rounds of the evening, yeah?
All you need is your keypad or something, your screen, and your brain.
Yes. Ready?
And your thumbs.
You ready? Yeah?
Yes. Say what you see. Clue. Technology. Like
Technology.
this. And that. And that.
So it's kind of like a catchphrase thing.
And that.
Look at the picture, and what is that a cryptic clue for? Say what you see. Clue, technology. I wonder...
Can I do that after?
You can show them that afterwards, yes.
Yeah.
Have a guess in the comments then, guys. What is this? Literally, what is this? Have a guess in the comments. You can guess as many times as you like. The first 3 correct answers will get themselves that bonus point.
I can hear a lot of people using their brains.
You can hear it from here, can you?
Yes.
Okay.
The microphone is helping.
Oh.
I can
Remember, the clue
them.
says technology. Okay, so I'll go through the guesses as they come in. Jan says be American. Is that right?
No.
No, it's not. Look, have a think about the flag and different ways to describe that flag. Andy says a bee. Abby, get it? A bee. Yeah, it's funny, but the flag is definitely significant. We've got some more guesses coming in now. More guesses coming in now. I think
USB.
Maddie, Gabby, yeah, there's some more guesses coming in there. There we go. Right. I think we can reveal the answer now because some of them have got it.
You three are right.
It is.
It is a USB.
It's a USB. There we go.
I made the joke on this piece of paper.
There you go.
That it's backwards.
This is the camera up here.
But this is an English B. This is a USB.
Yeah, it's a mirror image. They won't be able to see it the right way.
But I was like, what? I was like,
what?
What's the difference between an English B and a USA B?
And an American B or USB.
This is an English B. This is a USB.
Let's look at who's got it right then. Let's go over to this side. Right, so the first three correct answers were... It's different here than it was there. Oh, there we go. No, it's the same. Okay, so this one was first. Here. Maddie's got it right. That was the first one for a bonus point. And then we've got this one.
Gabby.
Oh, and then this one underneath.
Sue.
Maddie, Gabby, and Sue were the first three to get it right.
You'll get a bonus point.
Andy says, "Oh, USB is good. Think I'm behind on that one. Well done, folks." Gabby says, "Very clever. Look, well done, Abby. That was good." I'm also amazed that I managed to find a picture that described it perfectly for what we needed to do tonight. That was quite cool as well.
If you actually put up a picture of a USB, that would have given it away.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be very good.
Let's say goodbye to everybody then, Abby. And we'll see them next 2 weeks' time for episode 100, yeah?
Bye.
Episode 100, 2 weeks' time.
Woo!
Go on then. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Do, 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 do.
Okay. All right then. Thank you for that. Oh yeah, don't forget your bit of paper. Right, we're going to move on. To round number 1 then, the TV and films round. So, right, TV and films then, 15 questions, 1 point for each correct answer, unless otherwise stated, and there will be pictures as well. Remember, or to let everybody know that is not a regular viewer, you no longer put the answers for these quiz rounds in the comments, keep them to yourself. We'll mark the answers at the end. I can repeat questions as well, and we'll see how well you did. Mark your own scores, and yeah, we'll celebrate with those who do well, commiserate with those who perhaps don't do so well, but it is just for fun. Okay, with that said, and thank you for the lovely comments for Abby as well. Yeah, she did good there. It's good. Right, so let's go on then, shall we? Let's bring up the pictures first. The pictures tonight and the theme across all 3 rounds. Cartoon characters, comic or cartoon characters. So there'll be 2 in each round, 1 point for each. Again, we'll add those onto your score at the end of the round. Don't guess these in the comments, but name those characters, 1 point for each. Some of them are going to be easier than others. It just depends, I guess, on the kind of cartoons you grew up watching or the comics you grew up reading. Let's see how you go. We'll talk about it at the end. Question number 1, though, in our TV and films round. In which 1997 movie did Judi Dench play Queen Victoria? In which 1997 movie did Judi Dench play Queen Victoria? Question number 2. Who was He-Man's arch enemy? Who was He-Man's arch enemy? I introduced the kids to the Masters of the Universe movie recently. The one with Dolph Lundgren, for those who've seen it, you know what I mean. They absolutely loved it. It's brilliant. I was well happy. I wish they'd have made more. I really do. Absolutely love that film. Yeah, very silly but very fun. Question 3 now. Question 3. Who was Pauline Fowler's mother in EastEnders? Who was Pauline Fowler's mother in EastEnders? That is going back a bit, that. Even for EastEnders fans, that's going back a bit, I think. Who was Pauline Fowler's mother in EastEnders? That is question number 3. Okay, right, your next question in question number 4. Which actor played Leo Getz in the Lethal Weapon franchise? Which actor played Leo Getz in the Lethal Weapon franchise? Oh, okay. Jan says, just in case there are any gamers here or watching later, Humble Bundle has a great pack of games with all the income going to Ukraine support. That's nice. Yeah, I've played games off of Humble Bundle before, a long time ago. But yeah, they are good. Yes, you might not have seen this, Jan, but the last few quizzes I've been suggesting where to donate to for Ukraine support as a charity kind of recommendation, and I shall continue to do that for the next two, I think, because it is important. Right, next question, question 5. In which city was Happy Days set? I will give you multiple choice for this one. In which city was Happy Days set? Was it Nebraska, Detroit, or Milwaukee? In which city was Happy Days set? Nebraska, Detroit, or Milwaukee? Oh, your wife is Ukrainian, yes, so you're both very grateful. So, my stepmom is Ukrainian as well, and her mother was in Ukraine and thankfully managed to get out, and her brother is somewhere in Poland and living there, and hopefully they're going to be able to meet up in Warsaw and come over here, hopefully, or at least she will be, as the mother, be able to come over. So yeah, scary times, eh? But thankfully she managed to get out. Okay, Maddie says my workplace is flying a Ukrainian flag in our grounds. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think anything you can do to raise awareness of this, and to help people, is only a good thing. Okay, your next question is question number 6. DeForest Kelley played which Star Trek character? This is an original crew, the original series. DeForest Kelley played which Star Trek character? Okay, question number 7 now. Question 7. Who is Kermit the Frog's nephew? Who is Kermit the Frog's nephew? Okay, question number 8 now. Question 8. In which TV series could you find the character Gil Grissom? In which TV series could you find the character Gil Grissom? Question number 9 now. Question number 9. Amanda Redman, Alan Armstrong and Dennis Waterman star in which BBC detective series? Amanda Redman, Alan Armstrong and Dennis Waterman star in which BBC detective series? Jan says, something tells me this is not my round. Yeah, in fairness, when there's a TV and films round, a lot of the TV questions are going to be connected to British TV. Not all of them, though. But yeah, it does happen. I think it'll be alright with some of the other ones, I hope. Let's see. Question number 10 now. Question 10. Who is the current host of NBC's prestigious Tonight Show? Who is the current host of NBC's prestigious Tonight Show? May not always air in the UK, but it's all over social media. There's always clips being shared of this particular show from America. I think they did air it for a while over here recently, but I don't know if it still is. But yes, very famous. Who is the current host of NBC's Tonight Show? Yes, Jan says, but he still loves it here. It's a great way to spend the evening. I'm glad you appreciate it, mate. I'm glad to have you here. The more the merrier. Bit of fun, something a bit different, a bit more interactive than watching telly on your own on an evening, or whoever you're with. Why not? Question 11 now. Question 11. If Peter Parker is Spider-Man and Clark Kent is Superman, who is Alfred Pennyworth? If Peter Parker is Spider-Man and Clark Kent is Superman, who is Alfred Pennyworth? What is that character's job, shall we say? Don't know what that was. Okay, question 12. This one is for 2 points. Which two actors have starred in The Manchurian Candidate? The original movie and the remake, 1 point for each. Which two actors have starred in The Manchurian Candidate, the original movie and the remake, 1 point for each? Millie's here in the comments. She says, good evening. Sorry I'm late. That's all right. Just glad you're here. Hope you're alright. We're only just finishing off the TV round. And you got to name the cartoon characters for the pictures as well, if you recognise either of those. I've kind of done three different generations maybe of cartoon characters. Like I think these ones originate from like long before before I was born, and then the next ones I'm going to do that you'll see are ones from when I was a kid, and the third round ones are ones much more modern that my two enjoy. So yeah, spreading it out, a little bit something for everybody maybe tonight. Right, question 13 then is about The Simpsons. So what is the name of Springfield's neighbouring town in The Simpsons? What is the name of Springfield's neighbouring town? For 1 point. Two more questions to go. Remember, I can repeat questions as well at the end. Maybe not the first 11 or 12 that Millie missed, I'm afraid, but I can repeat some of them. So, yeah, of course, if you wanted to catch up, you can always watch again. That's fine. Question number 14. What have the following actors all got in common? Dolph Lundgren, Tommy Morrison, Lawrence Turode, and Carl Weathers. What have the following actors all got in common? Dolph Lundgren, Tommy Morrison, Lawrence Turode, and Carl Weathers. They all have one connection in the movie acting world. So that's question 14 for 1 point. Okay, question. Jan says in the comments to Emily or to Millie, you can do what I do when I'm late. I try to answer as Chris is going through the answers. Less time to think about the response, but at least there's a chance. This is very true. You can speed through it and see how well you do. Yeah, I've noticed you've done that, Jan. Yeah, you've mentioned it before. It's a good little technique if you are late. Not that we encourage people being late, of course. I'm kidding. But yeah, definitely give it a try. Speed round, why not? All right, question 15. This one is for 4 points. I thought originally it was 3 points, and as I was reading it thinking I should probably check this and update it, I remembered that it was actually 4, and I double checked everything, and yeah, it's 4. So for 4 points, Steven Spielberg has directed 4 movies dealing with aliens visiting Earth. Name them for 1 point each. Steven Spielberg has directed 4 movies dealing with aliens visiting Earth. Name them for 1 point each. And I would say one of them is good. And then we can fight in the comments about it when I tell you the answers. Yeah, one of them is good. One of them is alright. This is all my opinion, of course. and 2 of them, nah. But let's see how you do, and then we can talk about it in the comments when we get to the end. Yes, you can now ask me if you want any repeats for any of the other questions, and then we'll go through the answers in just a moment. Happy to repeat some questions for you. Whilst we're waiting to see if there's any decision on that, a reminder to answer the pictures as well. What are the names of those 2 comic characters? We normally do 2 point. No, we'll do 1 point for each, so 2 points in total tonight for the pictures. Keep it simple, so you will get some extra points there, and you can tag them on at the end. For those of you who got the Abby bonus question earlier on, make sure you add on that bonus point if you want it in this round, or save it for potluck or sport to come. So there's that too, and yes, I'll just give you a few more seconds, so I'll waffle on for a little bit longer, and then I'll go through the answers to say that, leading off of the conversation earlier about Ukraine, if you wish to support them and you haven't done so already, or you'd like to donate something, there is the Red Cross UK side, which has got a Ukraine appeal. They're collecting for there, or I think you can still donate. I imagine you can donate to the Red Cross in Ukraine directly as well. And Save the Children is another charity that's doing a lot to help for Ukraine as well in particular. So yeah, any of those, please do if you can. Give what you can. Right, with that said, I'm going to go through the answers then, and we'll see if Millie can catch up on any of the points and be super quick. Some tricky questions tonight, in fairness, but let's see how you go, everybody. So your answers are: question 1, the 1997 movie that Judi Dench played Queen Victoria was called Mrs. Brown. Question 2, who was He-Man's arch enemy? It was Skeletor. Question 3, who was Pauline Fowler's mother in EastEnders? That was Lou Beale. Question 4, which actor played Leo Getz on film? And this was in the Lethal Weapon franchise. It was Joe Pesci. Question 5, in which city was Happy Days set? Was it Nebraska, Detroit, or Milwaukee? Obviously, I'm not going to mark you down for spelling on this one because I'm not going to be able to see your answers. It's Milwaukee. Question 6, DeForest Kelley played which Star Trek character? From the original series, it was Dr. McCoy, or Bones McCoy. Either or is acceptable. Dr. McCoy. Question 7, who is Kermit the Frog's nephew? It is Robin. Question 8, in which TV series could you find Gil Grissom? It is the CSI series Crime Scene Investigation. So he was in the original series for pretty much all of it, most of it. And then they've recently, although it's not aired over here, they've brought back that same team, if you like, or the most recent version of it. And I think they've called it CSI Las Vegas now, which is where it was always set anyway. So technically that's correct as well, because he's in the first series of that. So you can give yourself a point if you put that. But really, it's CSI Crime Scene Investigation was the first one. Question 9. Amanda Redman, Alan Armstrong and Dennis Waterman star in which BBC detective series? It was called New Tricks. Question 10. The current host of NBC's prestigious Tonight Show is Jimmy Fallon. Question 11. If Peter Parker is Spider-Man and Clark Kent is Superman, who is Alfred Pennyworth? He is Batman's manservant or butler, or Bruce Wayne's butler. Either or is fine. Question 12. Which 2 actors have starred in The Manchurian Candidate? One was in the remake and, of course, one in the original. That is Denzel Washington in the remake and Frank Sinatra in the original. Question 13. The name of the Springfield neighbouring town in The Simpsons is called Shelbyville. Question 14. What have the following actors all got in common? Dolph Lundgren, Tommy Morrison, Lawrence Turode and Carl Weathers. I love this question. Very well done if you put they've all fought Rocky Balboa. Or they've all been in Rocky films would have also been fine. But specifically, they all fought Rocky Balboa. Dolph Lundgren was in Rocky 4 as Ivan Drago. Tommy Morrison was Tommy Gunn in Rocky. I think it was Tommy Gunn, wasn't it? They nicknamed him in Rocky 5. Lawrence Turode is the real name of Mr. T, which is Clubber Lang in Rocky 3. Can you tell I like these films? And Carl Weathers is Apollo Creed in several of them. He fights him in 1 and 2. So there you go. They all fought Rocky Balboa, and Lawrence Turode is Mr. T's real name. Did you know that? You can see why they nicknamed him Mr. T. It's a bit tougher sounding name, isn't it? Question 15. Steven Spielberg has directed 4 movies dealing with aliens visiting Earth. Name them for 1 point each. So, they are Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., War of the Worlds, which is the Tom Cruise one, by the way, if you've forgotten that one. And the last one, a more recent one, is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because there are aliens on Earth in the end of that one, which is the one I described as being okay, because it's okay until that point, and then I'm just like, no. Doesn't work. Don't like it. Apart from that, it's alright. And I don't like War of the Worlds. I think that's naff as a movie. Really didn't get on with that, which is strange for me because I'm a sci-fi fan. Never got on with E.T., even though I was born in just the right kind of age to see that movie. No, never liked it. Didn't get it at all. Didn't like it. Close Encounters, though, good film. There you go. That's my opinion. What do you think? Which ones do you like of those? Tally up your scores then for those. Also, the pictures are Andy Cap on the left and Minnie the Minx on the right. So a couple of bonus points there as well if you got them. Add up those scores. Let's see how well you did. And let me know if I'm on my own in thinking that E.T. and War of the Worlds weren't actually great films. I just don't get it when it comes to E.T. It's just annoying. I love 80s movies, don't get me wrong. Many 80s movies I absolutely love. I just don't get it with E.T. That's me. Let's see how you did with this round then, guys, before we move on to our potluck general knowledge round. We got some team scores coming in. I should say Andy also commented saying Milwaukee Bar Kid, which is quite funny actually. I like that. So sorry, yeah, just to address that one. Next comments though are team scores that are coming in. Diva's got 11 plus 1. Eric and the Blackpool Bar Stewards have 12 plus 2. Jan says 9 points. The last question on Spielberg saved my result. Oh, there you go. See, E.T. is just horrid. Amanda says, thank you very much. Thank you. The only thing I like about it, I will give it one thing, is the fact that Drew Barrymore made her movie debut in it, and she's adorable, and I think that's fine. But the rest of it, no. Oh, the kids, they just annoy me, and E.T. is just like, ugh. No, I just can't do it. Don't get it. Annoys the heck out of me. All right, next one. I'm glad Amanda and I are on the same page though with that. 13 plus 2 equals 15 points for Back in Black. Very good. Good score. Luke and Jane have got 10 plus 1. Gabby says Pinky and the Brain have got 10 plus 1. Maddie says 10 plus 2. And the Donuts have got themselves 13 points. Any more scores, please do let me know in the comments at any stage. And if you're watching a repeat of this show, welcome. Firstly, thank you for watching. And do leave your comments throughout the show because I will come back and respond or give them a like and just to acknowledge that you are watching a repeat of the show. Because that's one thing I do start getting notifications on. Facebook is not the best giving me notifications on things, especially for messages. But comments, it seems to be pretty quick at telling me, so that's all right. All right, let's move on then to round number 2, which will be a general knowledge potluck round. So we've also got 2 new pictures for this one. I mentioned before they're kind of generational gaps. I kind of think they are anyway. So I think a lot of you are going to get these ones quite quickly. But here we go. So for the one on the left, straight up name the character's name. For the one on the right, name the character that is pictured there. Okay? Subtle difference in my wording, and I'll explain why at the end. Name the characters in those pictures, okay? As they are in those pictures. Okay, Millie says she managed 2. That's good. All right, you got some points. It's better than nothing. Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's fine. I have to go through the answers quite quickly anyway, so you did good considering you were late joining. It's fine. Right, so we now move on to a potluck round. So 15 questions on general knowledge. Same thing applies to this one as well. Keep the answers to yourself. Jan says, OMG, so many memories. I know, right? I know. I was a little bit obsessed with both of these growing up, particularly the one on the left. I've got a bunch of both of these on DVD. Yep. Love it. Anyway, with that said, question 1. Which flower does saffron come from? Which flower does saffron come from? That is question number 1 for you. Keep your answers to yourself. We'll mark them at the end of the round as always. Question number 2 is for 2 points. Versace's fashion house is based in which city in which country? Versace's fashion house is based in which city in which country? So for 2 points there. I would hope if you get the city, you should get the country as well. And if you haven't got a clue, it's definitely worth having a guess at the country, at least. Right, question number 3 now. Question 3. Which city is protected by the Swiss Guard? Which city is protected by the Swiss Guard? Question number 4 now. This one is for 3 points. What does the acronym SWAT mean to the USA? What does the acronym SWAT mean in the USA? So SWAT, what does that mean? Three points there, even though it's 4 letters. It's a 3-point question. Have a think about why that could be. That might help you work out part of the answer. So what does the acronym SWAT mean to the or in the USA? Question number 5. This one is for 3 points. Question 5. Put these countries into the correct order with the largest in area first. Finland, Poland, Sweden. Put these countries into the correct order with the largest in area first. Finland, Poland, Sweden. For a second, Jan thought it will be the business analysis SWOT term. Oh no. No, we're not doing that, mate. Not SWOT, SWAT. Yeah, let's not talk shop here, mate. We try not to anyway. Right, question number 6 now. Question number 6. Which island is home to the highest active volcano in Europe? Which island is home to the highest active volcano in Europe? Question number 7 now. Question 7. Which literary characters famously owned dogs called Toto, Bullseye, and Wee Jock? 1 point for each. Which literary characters famously owned dogs called Toto, Bullseye, and Wee Jock? 1 point for each there. Which literary characters famously owned dogs called Toto, Bullseye, and Wee Jock? Right, question number 8 now. Question 8. In which city was John F. Kennedy assassinated? In which city was John F. Kennedy assassinated? Your next question, question number 9, is for 3 points. So 1 point for each correct answer here. The chemical symbols of which 3 elements spell power when placed next to each other? The chemical symbols for which 3 elements spell power when placed next to each other. 1 point for each chemical. Or 1 point for each of the elements. You will get thinking time at the end, of course, and you can always ask me to repeat questions if I go too fast through these at any time. Question 10. Which London Underground line is green? Which London Underground line is green? Right, question 11 now. Question 11. Which birds featured in song titles by T-Rex, Spitting Image, and for Michael Jackson in the UK singles charts? Jan says green equals energy efficient. Yeah, thankfully that's not the answer though. Question 11 again. Which birds featured in song titles? Just name the birds. So it's well worth a guess there. Question number 12 now. Question 12. What words do Americans use for what we call a mobile home, a bedside table, and tights? What words do Americans use for what we call a mobile home, a bedside table, and tights? 1 point for each. Okay, what he meant was by green, do you mean energy efficient or the green colour of the line? On the London Underground map, they are different colours, all the different lines, and this one in particular is green. So, yeah, I hope that clears that up. Yeah, you're right. Which London Underground line is coloured green would have made it more obvious. I'm going to add that in for future reference because that's a very good point. Okay, question number 13 now. Question 13. Where was the Battle of Goose Green fought? Where was the Battle of Goose Green fought? Two more questions with multiple points available for both of them. Question 13 again. Where was the Battle of Goose Green fought? Okay, question 14 now. This one is for 3 points. Question 14. Apart from dogs, which 3 other creatures have been awarded the Dickin Medal for bravery? Apart from dogs, which 3 other creatures have been awarded the Dickin Medal for bravery? You'd hope these creatures get more than a medal. I'm sure they get treated very, very well as well, because they would definitely deserve it. Like, what's a creature going to do with the medal? I've always thought it's a bit strange. It's nice from our point of view, but it's also a bit strange. I'm sure they get treated very well afterwards as well. So yeah, apart from dogs, which 3 other creatures, 3 different creatures, have been awarded the Dickie Medal for bravery? 1 point for each. Okay, finally, question 15 Again, this is for 3 points. Which 3 cities in Europe have the highest population? Which 3 cities in Europe have the highest population? That's in the continent of Europe. 1 point for each. Let me know now if you want a question repeated, because that is the end of the round. That's all 15 questions done. We can repeat any questions as well. A reminder that although there is a link in the description where you can support me for pretty much wherever you can find what I do here and online for quizzes, of course, because the Facebook Live show is going to stop for a while after episode 100, so Patreon is also going to stop at the end of the month until things come back again. But you can still follow me everywhere else, Twitter, Instagram, and then TikTok and Lima as well. I am going to be posting more there too. I know I keep saying that, but yeah, just waiting for the right moment, and then it's going to pick up again there. So yeah, do follow me there, especially in the downtime when the shows stop after episode 100. Because I am going to keep things rolling on. It's well worth giving me a follow if you're not already. And yeah, it's all there. There's a link in the description of every video. Jan says, that animal didn't receive the award, but Polish army during World War II used the service of a bear who was promoted to the rank of corporal. Speaking of TikTok, I actually heard about that on TikTok. That specific bear, you're right. Yeah, he carried ammo crates in the Battle of Monte Cassino in Italy. I didn't know the specifics about where, but yeah, I heard about him. And yeah, I heard he made the rank of corporal. It's amazing. It is amazing. I don't know if you'd want to work with him, though. That'd be crazy. Yeah. Okay, does anybody need a question repeated? Let me know now, because I am going to go through the answers. I think I left enough time through it, but it's always worth asking if you want me to repeat anything. I can do that for you now. If not, we can move on to the sports round pretty quickly. Last chance then. Okay. Question number 1 then. Here we go with the answers. And I will do... just checking. Oh, you posted the link. Thank you. Yes. It's a bear. Brilliant. Oh, you see the picture in the comments as well. Some of you might be able to. Okay, all right, here we go with the answers then for our potluck round. Which flower does saffron come from? For question number 1, it is the crocus flower. Question 2, Versace's fashion house is based in which city, in which country? It is Milan, Italy, for 2 points. Question 3, which city is protected by the Swiss Guard? It is the Vatican City. Question 4, what does the acronym SWAT mean in the USA? For 3 points, it is Special Weapons and Tactics. So 1 point for Special Weapons Tactics. Question 5, put these countries into the correct order with the largest in area first. The 3 I gave you were Finland, Poland, Sweden. Largest first, it is Sweden, then Finland, then Poland. Question 6, which island is home to the highest active volcano in Europe? It is Sicily. Mount Etna, Sicily. Question 7, which literary characters owned the dogs called Toto, Bullseye and Wee Jock? Toto was owned by Dorothy Gale. Bullseye is owned by Bill Sykes, which is from Oliver Twist. And Wee Jock owned by Hamish Macbeth. Question 8, in which city was John F. Kennedy assassinated? That is Dallas. Question 9, the chemical symbols of which 3 elements spell power when placed next to each other? They are polonium, tungsten and erbium. 1 point for each. Question 10, which London Underground line is coloured green? It is the District line. Question 11, the birds that featured in song titles by T-Rex, Spitting Image and Michael Jackson in the UK singles charts were a swan for T-Rex in Ride a White Swan. For Spitting Image, it was the Chicken song. And then for Michael Jackson, it was a Rockin' Robin. So swan, chicken and robin. Question 12, what words do Americans use for what we call a mobile home? a bedside table, and tights for 3 points. They are a trailer, a nightstand, and pantyhose for 3 points. Jan took the district line daily when you worked for the RCJ. Oh, okay, yeah, you know it then. Did you get the colour correct though? Do you remember that? I wonder. Right, your next question was question 13. Where was the Battle of Goose Green fought? That was on the Falkland Islands. Question 14. Apart from dogs, which 3 other creatures have been awarded the Dicking Medal for bravery? They are pigeons, horses, and a cat. The cat was called Simon. Apparently that was in 1949 specifically. And question 15. Which 3 cities in Europe have the highest populations? They are Istanbul, Moscow, and London for 3 points. So, tally up those scores. I can tell you now for the pictures as well. Picture number 1, the one on the left there, is Lion-O from the Thundercats, but just Lion-O for a point. And picture number 2 is Prince Adam of Eternia. Prince Adam. He hasn't become He-Man in that picture. He is Prince Adam. So there's like an alter ego thing going on there. So Lion-O and Prince Adam for the points there in those pictures. I can repeat the answers for 1 to 3. That's fine. Question 1 was the crocus flower. Question 2 was Milan, Italy. And question 3 was Vatican City. Any more repeats, let me know. If not, let me see those team scores coming into the comments. Don't worry if you haven't got a team name, of course. You can just post the scores. It's just fun to have a team name as well, particularly for the regulars. So we can all become a bit more familiar with ourselves and each other. Donuts have got themselves 23 points. Very well done. That is a good score. High score too. 19 plus 1 for Diva. Another good score there. Don't forget your Abby bonus point if you haven't added it on. You've got 1 more round to use it if you need it. For those 3 people that got bonus points. Andy says 23 plus 2 equals 25 for Back in Black. Great score. 22 plus 1 for the Blackpool Bar Stewards. 24 for Maddie. Jan says, so definitely better round for myself. 26 points in this round, plus 2 points for the pictures. If you just accept Adam for the right picture, yes, you can have a point for Adam. That's fine. That is his name. He is Prince Adam, but he is just Adam. That's fine. Pinky in the Brain got 17 plus 0. We were born in the 90s. That is no excuse. You know plenty of trivia from before you were born. Otherwise, you would not do as well as you do in all the other rounds. Age is just a number. Sorry, it's true. No excuse. They're only easy if you know the answer. Luke and Jane have got 14 plus 1. Millie's got 10 points. Very well done there. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. If you really counted things that happened before you were born as stuff you can excuse yourself for not knowing, like, the entire world would have forgotten about all history prior to what, 1900 and something, 19 something, you know? It would all have been forgotten, all gone, because nobody would care about it because it happened before they were born. Yeah, I say the same kind of thing to everybody that comes up to me at the quizzes going, oh, we didn't do very well at that one because we weren't even born for half of that stuff. It's like, can't make that excuse, I'm afraid. You either know it or you don't, and that's fine. Okay, I think those are all the scores that have come in, so well done to everybody. Looks like you all did better in this round than you did in the TV and films round. Interesting. Let's move on then to round number 3, which is a sports round, and let's see the pictures for this next one. And yeah, if your excuses about not being born didn't help, you were definitely alive when these next cartoons came out. So you should absolutely get these ones right. So let's see. Here come the pictures then for round number 3. I told you they'd be more modern-ish. So, you don't need to name all the characters on screen. For the picture on the left, you just need to name the show that it's from, okay? And the picture on the right, name the character, which also forms part of the name of the show, okay? So name the character for that picture on the right, and for the ensemble cast and the picture on the left, name the show for that one, okay? and there are movies of it as well, and there's a general name it's known by. So for 2 points, that is. And the round itself is a sport round. So 15 questions connected to sport. 1 point for each correct answer, just like the previous rounds. Let's see how you go with this one. Question number 1. Which footballer is linked with the hand of God? Which footballer is linked with the hand of God? Question number 2. What does the abbreviation IBF stand for to the likes of Anthony Joshua? What does the abbreviation IBF stand for to the likes of Anthony Joshua? That's for 3 points. IBF, in India Bravo Foxtrot, I guess, to spell it phonetically. What does that stand for? 1 point for each correct word. What does the abbreviation IBF stand for question 2? Question number 3. Whereabouts does the World Snooker Championship take place? Whereabouts does the World Snooker Championship take place? Question number 4 now. Question 4. Which 3 football clubs have won the European Cup, which then became the UEFA Champions League, the most times since the tournament began in 1955? Which 3 football clubs have won the European Cup, which became the UEFA Champions League, the most times since the tournament began in 1955? You don't need to put those in order. Just name the 3 clubs. Any order will do. Okay. Question number 5 now. Question 5. Which golf course is home to the Masters tournament? Which golf course is home to the Masters tournament? Oh, Jan. Sorry, Chris, but it definitely was not Tottenham. Yeah, I know. We've got a long way to go before we break into that top 3. A long way. Although we have won trophies, believe it or not. It has happened. 26 or so different trophies. Couple of European ones in that too. Maybe not quite that successful though. Still, trophies are trophies, right? Question 6. Put these footballers into the correct order with the most international goals scored first. Robin van Persie, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Romelu Lukaku. Put these footballers into the correct order with the most international goals scored first. Robin van Persie, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Romelu Lukaku. Because it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's true. It is a long way. Yeah. I love that song. Love that song and that band. Yes, put those footballers for question 6 into the correct order with the most international goals scored first. So the order is important this time. Robin van Persie, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Romelu Lukaku for 3 points. Question 7. Whose American football teams are the Bills, the Titans and the 49ers? 1 point for each. Whose American football teams are the Bills, the Titans and the 49ers? Okay, question number 8 now. Question 8. The film called $1 Million Baby is a movie based around which sport? The film called $1 Million Baby is a movie based around which sport? We recently had one of the pictures was about that particular film or a person in that particular film. For those who remember, a bit of a clue there. So that's question 8. Which sport was the film called $1 Million Baby based around? Question number 9. 3 more points here. Which golfers are nicknamed the Great White Shark, the Wild Thing, and the Golden Bear? Which golfers are nicknamed the Great White Shark, the Wild Thing, and the Golden Bear? So that's for 3 points. On to question 10 now. Back onto football for question 10. Liverpool purchased Mohamed Salah from which football club? Liverpool purchased Mo Salah from which football club? 1 point there for that one. Plenty of points available in these remaining questions now. Question 11 is for 3 points. How many points are awarded for first place finish in Formula 1, a try in rugby union, and a conversion in rugby league? How many points are awarded for a first place finish in Formula 1, a try in rugby union, and a conversion in rugby league? Okay, your next question then, question number 12. How many consecutive strikes do you need to score a turkey in 10-pin bowling? How many consecutive strikes do you need for a turkey in 10-pin bowling? Question number 13 is going to be 2 points to to everybody that gets it exactly correct, and you can have 1 point if you're either side by one of the correct answer. How many World Darts titles has Phil the Power Taylor won? So that's totaling BDO and PDC. How many World Darts titles has Phil the Power Taylor won in total? If you get it exactly right, you get 2 points. And if you're one either side, you can give yourself a point for being close. Two more questions to go, and they are both 3-point questions. Don't forget to work out what those pictures are. Have a guess at those. So, question 14 then. Which 3 nations won the most gold medals at the Winter Olympics for 2018? You have to have a good old guess at this one. Which 3 nations won the most gold medals in total at the Winter Olympics for 2018? It's not too far off what it was at the most recent ones. I don't think. Not too far off. There's normally the same usual suspects that are at the top, and you don't need to put them in order, but have a guess at what you think the top 3 were for the 2018 Winter Olympics. Jan in the comments. How many push-ups has Chuck Norris did? How many push-ups has Chuck Norris done? All of them, yes, is the correct answer. He did indeed. And also behind his beard is another fist. I love Chuck Norris facts. It's very funny. Very silly, but very funny. Question 15, then, your final question in the sports round is: which British Test cricket stadiums could you find in Greater Manchester, Nottingham and Southampton? Which British Test cricket stadiums could you find in Greater Manchester, Nottingham and Southampton? 1 point for each there as well. So let's see if you need any repeats. You can let me know in the comments and I'll repeat any questions for you. And then we'll do the usual. We'll go through the answers. I'll give you the pitch round answers as well. See how well you did. Ah, of course. Ed has reminded us he doesn't do push-ups. He pushes down the world. It's also very good. Yes, it's very funny. There's a few more I used to know. Oh. I think those are some of my favourites. Behind his beard is another fist, has always been one of my favourites. Okay, so yes, that brings us to the end of the round then. I will repeat a question if you need me to, but I think we're going to go through the answers. You guys are all doing pretty well from this, I think, and have got a good pace going. So let's go through the answers. 1 point for each. Tally them up. We'll add on the picture round answers as well. This is the last chance. If you haven't used your Abby bonus point, use it now, please, for those 3 people, whoever's got them left. And let's see how well you did. Question number 1 then in our sports round. Keep them coming. I'll read them at the end. Question 1. Which footballer is linked with the hand of God? That is Diego Maradona. Question 2. What does the abbreviation IBF stand for? It is the International Boxing Federation. So 1 point for each correct word. Question 3. Whereabouts does the World Snooker Championship take place? It is the Crucible in Sheffield. Crucible there for 1 point. Question 4. Which 3 football clubs have won the European Cup, which became the UEFA Champions League the most times since it began in 1955? Real Madrid, AC Milan and Liverpool. Question 5. Which golf course is home to the Masters tournament? It is the Augusta National. Just Augusta would have been enough for the point there. Question 6. Put the footballers into the correct order with the most international goals scored first. The 3 I gave you were Robin van Persie, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Romelu Lukaku. So in the correct order, most international goals scored first. It is Zlatan Ibrahimovic first, Romelu Lukaku second, and then Robin van Persie third. Okay, Liverpool or... You can say Liverpool or Bayern Munich then. I'm not going to give you 4 points. It's still a 3-pointer. Obviously, enough time has passed since this quiz round was written that Bayern Munich have maybe caught up. But if they've won at the same time, you can have 1 point for each. But AC Milan have won more and Real Madrid have won more. So, yeah. Real Madrid, AC Milan, and then Liverpool or Bayern Munich. Okay? That's the deal. Next question. Question number 7. Whose American football teams are the Bills, the Titans, and the 49ers? It is the Buffalo Bills, the Tennessee Titans, and the San Francisco 49ers. Question 8. $1 Million Baby is a movie based around which sport? It is boxing. Question 9. Which golfers are nicknamed the Great White Shark, the Wild Thing, and the Golden Bear? The Great White Shark is Greg Norman, the Wild Thing is John Daly, and Golden Bear is Jack Nicklaus. Jace says, Liverpool, yay! Oh, God, okay. Speaking of Liverpool, though, question 10. Liverpool purchased Mo Salah from which football club? It was from Roma. Question 11. How many points are awarded for a first-place finish in Formula 1, a try in Rugby Union, and a conversion in Rugby League? It's 25 points if you finish first in Formula 1. A try in Rugby Union is worth 5, and a conversion in Rugby League is 2. Question 12. How many consecutive strikes do you need for a turkey in 10-pin bowling? That is 3 in a row. Question 13. This one is for 2 points if you got it exactly right. 1 point if you were either side of the correct answer by 1. How many World Darts titles has Phil the Power Taylor won, totaling BDO and PDC? 16 titles. If you put 16, give yourself 2 points. If you put 15 or 17, you get 1 point for being close. Okay. Question number 14 then. Which 3 nations have won the most gold medals at the Winter Olympics for 2018? It was Norway, Germany, Canada. So you didn't have to put them in order, but Norway, Germany and Canada were the 3. Question 15. Which British Test cricket stadiums could you find in Greater Manchester, Nottingham and Southampton? Old Trafford, Trent Bridge and the Rose Bowl, or I think the Aegeus Bowl is how it's sometimes referred to. Either or is fine for that one. 1 point for each again. Let's tally up those scores and see how well you did. In terms of your picture round this evening, for this particular one, we had on the left the group picture that is from Ninjago, and on the right that is the new version, not very good, of She-Ra. So yeah, I think it's She-Ra and the Princesses of Power or something this new version's called. It's on Netflix. The kids watch it. Yeah, obviously it's not as good as the original, but hey, there you go. She-Ra and Ninjago for 2 more points. So let's see how well you did. Please put your scores in the comments, and then we'll move on to our Say What You See round. We have got 2 Say What You See questions or pictures to have a look at again. So let's see how he goes with those. Here come those scores though. So we have got 6 points for Jan. We have got 23 plus 1 for Diva. Sorry, 6. Not 6 points, Jan. Keep going. I just saw a number and I called it out. I know you got more than that, I'm sure. 23 plus 1 for Diva. 22 for Luke and Jane. 22 plus 1 for Blackpool Bar Stewards. Started strong, but then 7 questions in a row with 0 points, Jan. So it's 12 points you got for that one. Good effort anyway. Pinky and the Brain have got 20 plus 2 plus 1 Abby bonus. No excuses this time. Excellent. 22 plus 1 for Back in Black. Well done. The Donuts have got 27, including Abby's bonus point. Again, that's a very good score there. Good efforts all round. Any more for any more? Let me know in the comments before we move on if you can. But I'll give you a shout out even if we have moved on. And let's see how you go. Yes, we've got 2 Say What You See questions. Again, when they're not traditional catchphrases anymore. So that's why I call it Say What You See. But I think they're still good fun anyway. Millie says we got 11 points. Good. Maddie says 22 plus the Abby bonus point as well. Good stuff. Good scores there again. Alright, just before we move on then, with episode 100, the last one for the foreseeable, coming up, 2 weeks' time, I'm opening up the floor to suggestions, requests for what we should do subject-wise. Think about it now, let me know in one of the groups or in a direct message. I can't guarantee I'll do all of your ideas, but I will take all of your ideas on board and that will inform what we cover. So give me your ideas for the last one, episode 100, while I take this break. What would you like? Okay, have a think about that. We're going to move on to our survey says, and let's see how you go on with this one. So this first one then is going to be a film. Okay, it's going to be a film. As the squares are revealed, there will be a scene from a movie behind it, and what you need to do is just tell me the title of the movie. Alright? So like I said, not a traditional one, not traditional catchphrases anymore, it's just name the film. Let's see how you go. Okay, so, in order to work out who gets to have a guess first though, we're going to go through some potluck kind of general knowledge questions. Whoever guesses it correctly in the comments first, I'll spin the wheel for you and then reveal that square that the wheel picks. And you get to guess first. If you pass or guess incorrectly, anybody else can then have a guess. It's open again until the next person gets a question correct from my potluck round. So, here we go then. Your first question. In which mountain range is Mount Everest? Guess in the comments, please. In which mountain range is Mount Everest? If you don't get picked, if you don't get it right first, you can still keep a tally of how many points you get if you want to, of your score, just for fun. But I'm looking for who gets it right first, really. And I'll spin the wheel for you. And we'll start revealing those squares from the board. Interesting. We've got a couple of different guesses popping up here. Most of you are going with Himalayas. We've got the Alps being guessed as well. Okay, I'm going to spin the wheel first, and then I will also reveal now the answer is... Oh, it's got sound playing. I didn't realise that. Alright, okay. The answer is the Himalayas. It is the Himalayas. You can probably hear that, actually. I hope it's not giving too much feedback or anything. Should probably turn that off. It's not playing directly through for you. The answer is Himalayas. The correct one then is... the first correct one is Gabby. So yes, unlucky if you put Alps. The Himalayas is the correct answer. Gabby was the fastest to get it right. So I am just going to have to turn the sound off here because I don't want it to make any feedback. There we go. Let's turn that right down. Yes, done. Right. Okay, so we're going to be removing number 9 then. There it is, number 9. I mean, you've got a habit of getting them right very quickly, but if you get this one right first, man, I don't know what to say. It might be more obvious with one of the other ones in that area, but I don't think anybody's going to get this one right off that square. But you will get a point if you put Himalayas anyway. I'm going to ask the next question. Gabby, feel free to say pass if you're not sure, or have a guess if you are. Name the movie. Back to the Future is incorrect. Question 2 then. Question 2. Yves Saint Laurent's fashion house is based in which city? Yves Saint Laurent's fashion house is based in which city? It is a European city. I will narrow it down for you that much. Have a guess, please. And lots of guesses are coming in. Very good. I'm going to spin the wheel now. The guesses are coming in. We've removed number 9 from the wheel. Let's see what the next number is. The answer is Paris. Looks like most of you have got it right. And we're going to be removing number 6 this time. We are going to be removing number 6. And the first person to get this one correct was, I think it was Sue. Yes, the donuts have got it right. All of you that had a guess got it correct, but the donuts, Sue, well done. You were fastest. So here we go. We're going to be removing number 6 for you. This might be enough to get it. It really might be. It might just be. Let's see how you go. Let me know with your guess in the comments to Sue and the donuts first, and then anybody else is welcome to guess after that. We will, of course, carry on revealing squares, though. Give you just a moment to have a think about that, and I will ask the next question, just in case you're not sure. Sue and the donuts have gone with Austin Powers. It is incorrect. Very interesting guess, though. Question 3, which... that means anybody can now guess at the film. Question 3, which wood is traditionally used to make the black keys on a piano? Have your guesses anyway, because this will carry over to the next round, okay? Which wood is traditionally used to make the black keys on a piano? I'm just going to have a look at your comments because I've seen some more guesses coming in now, and I want to be prepared to show the answer if somebody's got it right. Now let's have a look. Some of you have now worked out that it might be a James Bond film. Gabby says Goldfinger. Eric says You Only Live Twice. Diva says Dr. No. Everybody else is guessing at the previous question. I can reveal to you now one of you is correct. The answer is... You Only Live Twice. Eric Eric has got it correct. Let me reveal the board then for you as well. Let's see what the full picture looks like. And I'll tell you why I chose this one as well. So we'll take away the answer, and then the rest of the pictures look like this. There we go. The reason I chose that particular one when I had the idea to do a Bond picture was because that's my favourite one. That's it. I just think that's been my favourite one ever since I was a kid. It's got everything. Everything you want from a Bond movie is in that one. Hollowed out volcano layer came from this movie. The inspiration for Dr. Evil came from this movie. You can see he's in the picture there. All the gadgets, Little Nelly, the helicopter that he flies is just awesome. That whole scene is brilliant. Yeah, it's got it all. That's why. My absolute favourite. Okay, right, let's move on then. We need to reset the board because the next picture is on its way. Here we go. And we're going to bring up a new wheel. There's our new wheel. And now, the answer is Ebony from that previous question. Ebony is the correct answer. So the first person to get it right was... Let me just check actually because we had some guesses coming in as well. Okay, Sue and the Donuts, you got it correct. This time it is a band. Okay, that's your clue for this one. It's a band. So see if you can work it out. Let's spin the wheel. And we'll see which square we're going to remove. Sue and the Donuts, you get the first guess. Number one. This might just give it away straight away. I think. I'm trying to remember how the picture lined up now. Right, let's remove that. Here we go. Sue and the Donuts, get ready to guess. I think Back in Black should be getting ready to guess because don't submit it yet. Sue and the Donuts have got to have their guess first. I just know that some of you are going to get this right immediately. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't we wouldn't get that one. Hold on. Maybe some of the others watching will get this right as well. I've chosen a particular kind of picture for this band. Sue and the Donuts. This is one of those few times it's understandable if you get it right in one square. And I'm not going to be completely blown away. Okay, they've had a guess at Black Sabbath. It is incorrect. I open the floor now to more guesses. And some of you were ready to submit that very quickly. So it was all down to timing, I'm afraid. But yes, you can probably see in the comments now some more guesses coming in. I was really hoping it wouldn't be the top row, or at least that corner, and it was. Well, one of my favourite bands, as many who know me know, you can quite often see me with... In fact, I've been on the show wearing one of their t-shirts. The correct answer is Kiss. It is Kiss. Let me show you a confirmation there. Kiss! And just because this is Kiss without the makeup, of course, which I thought would make it a bit trickier. Unfortunately, you've just got the most recognisable person that's been revealed there in Gene Simmons. So let's just remove the rest of them. Oh, here we go. There we go. In all their glory. Definitely prefer the makeup version, don't get me wrong. But anyway, there it is. There's Kiss. Right, well done to Eric of the Blackpool Bar Stewards. Jace, you did get it right as well. I thought you'd be quick at guessing there. Not quite quick enough. Gabby also got it right too. Jan's quoting Robbie Williams there as well. Early morning when I wake up, I look like Kiss but without the makeup. I love that song. It's strong, I think. Yeah, strong. Yeah, it's one of my favourites of his songs. I heard it the other day actually. I think that's probably why I had it on my mind more than just liking the band. I heard it, I was like, oh, I forgot how much I like that song. Yeah, they're still wearing makeup, just not as much. I know. Yeah. I was waiting till you said go. Yeah. Give yourselves a point anyway. It's episode 99. I don't mind. Why not? You can have the points as well. It's all a bit of fun, isn't it? Since that was the last one of the evening anyway. Right, how are we doing for time then? I think that's it now anyway, but let's just have a quick look. What is the time? Everything's gone. I can't see the time. 9:20. Look at that. Okay, great. Well, everybody, episode 99 has come to an end. One more to go. We've got Patreon next week. Patreon next week. There you go. Look, there's a reminder. Patreon quiz will be next week. I think we're still planning to do the geography travel board game thing again. I believe I've still got all that lined up and saved, ready to go, because we never managed to do it last time. So we will do that and have a good old chat and reminisce about things, because it'll be the last one for a while. Patreon will be paused. I'm going to do that before the end of the month, so you're not going to be paying any more to support me. And as I said before, and I'll remind you again, I will give you fair warning when things are going to start up again, so you can make a decision as to whether you stay with me. But I will ask that you don't cancel it or anything. Leave it there so that you don't have to do anything yourself. I will pause it. You don't need to do anything at all. You won't get charged anything. And then when it restarts up again, you'll get enough warning so you can pull out if you wanted to, or keep it there. And again, you don't need to do anything. It will just start again as normal. Okay, so that's that. Next week is Patreon. The week after that will be episode 100. 5th of April, mark your diaries. Let's give it a good send-off. Thank you all for watching. Let's see this last few. Look at the comments. Like Drew Carey, welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, the show where everything's made up and the points don't matter. Exactly, yeah. And not just him who hosted it, the British version as well said the same thing. Thanks, Chris. Fab quiz as always. You're welcome, Diva. Thanks, Chris. Great quiz as always again from Amanda. Lots of lovely comments. Really appreciate it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Well done, everyone. See you all hopefully for the 100th. Yes. Love the 3 rounds again. Yeah, we probably will do 3 rounds again. Please do give me your comments and suggestions for episode 100. What subjects would you like? We'll probably do 3 quiz rounds and this again. But what subjects do you want? Have you got any ideas, things you'd like to come back and see? Any pitch around ideas as well? Just throw it all my way. Let me know what your favourites are, the things you want to do. I can mix it up. We can do whatever you like. But I really want you guys to decide as much as possible for the show, because it's your 100th episode as well. Yes, that's it. Thanks very much, everybody. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers.